pretty much solidified.
No, like I know Denver Law. They might not make the playoffs.
It's only them in Kansas City.
Kansas City got a heck of a boy. That boy Barry at safety. Get him
coming back from cancer. Now I ain't gonna lie, and I can sit here and say today I couldn't say it 5 weeks ago, but Kansas City was actually my dark horse to be in the Super Bowl, and I don't feel comfortable about that now with the loss of Jamal Charles. But okay, some little things coming in, but Kansas City, I'm starting to see. What's your thoughts on Kansas City? Can they get to the AFC Championship game?
Hey, pay me no mind, man. Make sure y'all invite me back because I want to come back.
Well, let's keep it moving, man. I'm saying, what can KC do, man? This is a team I'm looking at. Not, and I'm gonna say this. Let's get focused a little bit. I'm saying this with the Steelers. Here's a team that's been in play. That's the type of team that's been in playoff mode for 6 weeks now, 5 weeks now,
and they tough.
That's what I'm saying. When you get to the postseason, here's a team. I don't care that we got to go on the road.
Like Cincinnati don't want to see Pittsburgh in the playoff.
Now we can move on because that's all I was trying. That's what I was fishing. That's what I was.
They don't want to
for.
see them again. Like God, we didn't. Okay, we won the first one. Y'all won the second one. They don't want to see them. They tough.
And I hate to say that though, man, because I have to watch the Bengals on a weekly basis, man. And it really messed up the whole game that Dalton went out with the hand injury because they got to beat that man up. They got to beat that Debo up before they can go do what they need to do.
I thought they did it last year, but then like what happened? You got to beat that man.
You got to beat him because that's what's not happening in the NFC East.
That's what Thomas said too, though. Like did you see when they did the interview with him at halftime? Thomas said, "Man, they can't beat us," and he meant it. It ain't nothing like being able to whoop somebody.
And that's a team that's 2 and 3 games better than you, and you sit here like
they can't whoop us.
That's why I'm saying, and my father's a huge Steelers. Most of the Woodsons in PA are Steelers fans, so I keep an eye on them. But I'm ready for the Bengals to rise up. But they came in there and whipped them boys' tails.
They had no problems with it. Just jump on them, jump on that, knock their quarterback out. Now what?
They just did what they wanted to do in there for fun. So let me ask you this, man. I know you're not a big. We moving on. We getting ready to get up out of here in about another 20 minutes, man. I know you're not the biggest Redskins fan, but what I mean, obviously you're a Dallas. Let's because you done threw the things off. Your first team is the Dallas Cowboys, right?
First and foremost.
Okay, you rock with the Cincinnati Bengals because that's the local squad.
That's local.
Okay, so I just want to get that out there for anybody that pressed play. And believe me, I thank you for pressing play.
Hashtag Dallas Cowboys.
Okay, so let me ask you this, man. We can split this right here into a Dallas Cowboy Redskins discussion. I'm just sitting here looking at it. I'm pissed off and I'm embarrassed at how the RG3 thing has unfolded. But now, being that this is a pro business, I kind of got to sit here and roll with Kirk Cousins. The last 5 or 6 weeks.
But you can't tell me that you cannot tell me that Kirk Cousins gives you a better chance to win than RG3. The boy is a player.
I know that, man. But my thing is, I'm pissed off because Gruden came out in the preseason and said, and RG3, they both came out and said, we're gonna do some things that I do well, and let me do my ad-lib, creative, mobile stuff. And we're going to work that into the to coaches' framework with this West Coast stuff. And they never, since day one, they never did none of that. And as soon as RG3 got hurt and he had the chance to insert Kirk and run with him, so he never showed me the flexibility. And that's what I'm saying, the game against y'all in particular. we didn't have no first downs we had like 0 first downs for at least the first quarter and a half, and you just can't tell me that RG3 and his ability to get out on the edge and create some havoc.
Guess what he never said when he took that job? He never said, "That's my guy."
No, he didn't.
I mean, you always laugh and joke about saying that's my guy.
It ain't even that he didn't say it. He didn't even really mouth it. Like he didn't give out any indication like I can work with him.
That's my when somebody say that's my guy, that means that's their guy.
So let me ask you this, man. That was like a 50 or 65, maybe even $70 million game yesterday for Mr. Kirk Cousins. Am I wrong or am I right?
Yep.
So I believe that they release RG3 as soon as possible,
and we'll take him in Dallas as soon as we can get him.
But it's Chip Kelly talking about, look, before y'all empty my office, before y'all take my card, my employee card, my badge,
the swipe badge,
before y'all get me out of here, I brought in DeMarco Murray. I didn't use him, but if you let me bring in RG3,
give me him and him.
So let me ask. Okay, so if
what Lonzo used to say in our favorite movie, what Lonzo say, he clicking his guns.
What he say?
Lonzo said, "I'm clicking my guns together."
Right. Okay, so if he does go to, I would hope that he goes to either Houston or Dallas as opposed to going to Philly.
I don't think he looks good in Houston. I don't think he looks good in Houston.
I'm just saying because that's more of a defensive minded. It's more of a defensive team. They do need to find a running back. But I'm saying if he goes to Dallas, he sits behind Romo for next year.
We got a year and a half. We got a year and a half out of him.
Left. Okay.
That's all we got is a year and a half.
What I like about it if he goes to Dallas is that you got Jerry has obviously put the infrastructure there with the offensive line. I think y'all got to get drafted. Y'all got to get another running back, right?
We're gonna be in the top 10.
Right. So I'm just saying this. But if I could talk to any of my real Redskins fans, I'm pissed off and I'm embarrassed because how they handle RG3 is really, that's some Browns type stuff. That's how the Browns handle personnel. And here's a guy that came along and made the team relevant, and then since his knee was torn up in the playoff game against Seattle, who they might very well be matched up against in a couple of weeks in the wild card round, it's been spiraling out of control. And I actually had tweeted it out earlier, put it on Facebook that, you know, do some Redskins fans have to? Do you have to go and support? Because some of us bought this number 10 jersey. Do you have to go and support that guy and wish him well? And I mean, it's the nature of the business, man, that the franchise is always bigger than the player. But I just don't like the way that this played out, and it's unfortunate. Speaking of Dallas, how can y'all get it right next year?
We just need him to get healthy. Because when he's healthy,
Romo?
Yes. If he's healthy, he's undefeated. This year, he is undefeated.
Come on, man. That's a sample of game so small, man.
He's undefeated.
But what can you expect next year, though?
We got about another year and a half out of him. We got about another year and a half. They put the boy in last night. They said because they know Matt Castle is not the answer, so they put.
Should they have stayed with Whedon?
No. He had to wind up like he. No.
Okay. Defense is top 10 defense. McFadden hasn't had a bad year. You know, like you said, y'all gonna have a top 10 draft pick. I tell you, man, Jerry Jones is killing this draft, man, because he take these offenders, he take these criminals, Randy Gregory and Lyle Collins and all. And now he actually gonna get a legitimate top 10 pick. I tell you, man, Jerry Jones works this draft.
He made his money. Like, and this is what nobody ever, like, I always talk about Jerry Jones, like, when I talk about, like, real hustlers.
Right.
He made his money on oil speculation. He became a billionaire on speculating on what oil was going to do. You can't beat that.
Yeah, but we always know what oil is really going to do. It's going to get sold. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to put on my economics hat and break none of that down. But like you said, he is a gambler. He's an entertainer.
They say, like, and Jimmy Johnson said it best, and he said, man, he's a high-stake gambler.
I'll give him that. You know, like I said, I will say one thing about Jimmy, man. Jerry never cries about his losses. He don't never cry to nobody about his losses.
You ain't never been to the stadium. If you go to the stadium, you been there?
Yeah, I've been to the stadium. I watched them play Philadelphia.
When you go down to the stadium, man, it's a show.
The Cowboys is only part of the show. I mean, they're an integral part of the show. But Jerry is like, come to Jerry's world.
Jerry world.
He got the band out front doing a pregame thing. They got the DJ booth is up there over the end zone. He got the women dancing. I was impressed with Jerry, man. I mean, you know, they're gonna do him like everybody that's a bully or the guy that, like, you know, we hate LeBron because he's oversized. We didn't like Shaq because he was oversized. Cam Newton, we hate him because he's oversized. We pick on these dudes that had the advantage, and Jerry is just one of those dudes that has the advantage, and we take our shots at him. But like I said, Jerry ain't never cried.
You've never heard him complain.
You never heard him complain.
Nope, we've not made the playoff in 10 years.
3-13, 4-12, 8-8. How about them Cowboys?
Hey, that's how you should end the show. How about them Cowboys?
You can do that. You can do that. So let me ask you this, man. I mean, to finish up on the Redskins so we can get into this college football so I can grill you on a couple of these. Like I said, Cousins probably just got himself handsomely paid last night. That's cool. RG3 going to get another look somewhere else. Can the Redskins, if you can be as objective as possible, please? I mean, I don't foresee them going too deep into the postseason. But they have won 3 games in a row, which was a hard thing to do. And Kirk Cousins is quietly checking off everything that I'm putting out here for him. But he got to win this game, in my opinion, at Philadelphia this Saturday. But, excuse me, can he win that game Saturday? If he doesn't win that and he needs to win at Dallas, can they then win that? And can they even look respectable if they are able to work? What goes on here for the Redskins?
They're not tough. Like who is the toughest player on their defense?
To be honest with you, man, I looked at the defensive ranking today and saw that they're 25th out of 32 teams. And I said the team had to be I said the formula before the season, the formula for them to be successful was that the team had to have a top 10 defense and have a top 10 running game. They have neither.
Do y'all still got a Ragpo? Like who's
in Tennessee? He's in Tennessee wearing Christmas suits. Kerrigan was coming along, and then they gave him this money, and like he's just been another guy, pretty much. I don't even know who the face of the defense, but that's why I don't even want to hang around on the Redskins, but that's what's killing me with what we're seeing right now, because Kirk Cousins he's only beating sub 500 teams. He's not winning on the road. He got a lucky one. He earned one against Chicago, but he's not winning on the road. They didn't do nothing against Cam. They didn't do nothing against New England. We're gonna see what they do against Philly this weekend. They didn't beat out Dallas, who was at a down point. So it's like I feel like they're winning right now with a little bit of smoke and mirrors, and just doing enough. Being 7-7, you just being enough. But all of these